You know, have Steppin with Marcus J. You know, it's funny. We sitting here in the break and we talking about the dogs, and they giving me a hard time because of how I went on the dog. But I didn't even tell y'all about the dog across the street that every freaking morning wants to wake up singing to me, barking at 6 o'clock in the morning. Just because you up, don't mean the rest of us need to be up. I ain't got to be up till 7. You know what I mean? And then on the weekends, oh my goodness, don't even get me started. Ain't no ass Steppin Marcus J. That was me going in, acting a little bit crazy, having a lot of fun tonight. I'm glad you guys stayed with us and listened to us. We got our rants and we got our closes every week. As we end our show, we started off with the guest in the room. Miss Tony, what you got?
Just want to say thank you for having me, of course. As usual, had a great time with you guys. And excited about what y'all got going on this year.
Ain't no hashtag Marcus J got some plans for the year, girl. We hope to continue seeing you, and hopefully, you know, you'll take this ride with us as we continue to build and do what we can do to build our brand. Ain't no hashtag Marcus J here on globalscaleradio.net. We appreciate you joining us every single month when you do come in. It's good to see you. It's glad to have you and your contribution, and look forward to having you back next time. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. It's time for your man Carlton Banks in Carlton's Corner. What you got, brother?
You know, I've been hearing this new term lately, and we're gonna make a Facebook page for Ruben. I'm joking him now. I'm just teasing. We're gonna get a catfish page going. All right, we're gonna catch all these people out here who make these fake IDs, fake pages, just so they can get to know somebody. All right, they got this show about it now. And the whole reason I'm saying this, I was in this group on Facebook. Okay, I was a voyeur in the group, or you know, somebody just looking at what was going on. So they had this caption, telling all the members to post a picture, their real picture, or face of their picture, and they gotta have a sign up saying I'm real, I'm not catfish or whatnot, right? So this one girl goes off. So obviously, she gets mad. They start this little this Twitter beef or Facebook beef, whatever Ruben calls it. I go back to the group today. Why the group ain't there? Yeah. They done reported the group. Somebody got straight up mad and reported the group because they got caught out there with a fake page or whatever and whatnot. I mean, like, look, really? Is it that serious? You got to make a fake page just to get into a group? That's sad. That's really, really sad. So, I know. I had fun with the group. The group was cute. Cute. It was, man. You know, it wasn't want a bunch of Peterborough babies in there, but, you know. Yeah, you know, that's a Ruben joke, Peterborough baby. So I know I ain't that funny tonight, but hey,
just tonight, huh?
Yeah, just tonight.
All right, ain't no
you took all the comedy.
Ain't no half stepping Marcus J. That was Carlton's Corner.
You must have really hated DMX, didn't you?
He was really annoying in a lot of ways. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. That was Carlton Banks, Carlton's Corner. As he does every single week, we expect Big Rude to come along and smash him. What you got, brother?
You know, Saturday I was off for a little bit. I had to go to the JOB. So, unfortunately, I sat on my couch and watched some VH1. You know? Nah, VH1 as a whole is the same crap. Not classic, not all the other crap, VH1. Now, I'll be honest with you and say this channel may be worse than anything else on TV. I saw some stuff on Saturday. First of all, I'm not even going to talk about love and hip hop because, you know, that's a dead horse that keeps getting beat. And the show itself beats itself, so I ain't got time for that. You know, mob wives, yeah, that stuff is real. They're mob wives. And their husbands are still around, not in jail. Yeah, okay, we move on from that. But the new show that came on this week is Making Mr. Right. Making Mr. Right. First of all, I looked at it. I already knew it was going to be trouble. It's about 3 women who want to find their Mr. Right, who decides to bring 20 dudes into a house. 20 dudes into a house. That's already bad. And they pretend to be matchmakers to help them hook up, to try to, quote-unquote, teach them how to be perfect men or perfect gentlemen in hopes that one of them will fall in love with one of the people there. So, first of all, the premise is already messed up because you're straight up lying to the dude. You're lying to these 20 guys right here straight up. There's no chaser. It's a straight lie. I'm not a matchmaker. And they get to do all these things that matchmakers may do. Like, for instance, the first episode, they just moved in the house. They took their clothes and they went through their bags. And the stuff these dudes had in their bags a little while, but whatever they didn't think was women appropriate, they threw it away. So hold on. First of all, you lying to me, and now you're snooping through my stuff. Why would any of these dudes trust you after any of this? You know, I thought that was a pretty stupid show. Unfortunately, it's going to go on for another 12 episodes. VH1 is becoming worse than regular MTV. They got the new Buck Wild show on MTV, which sadly is in West Virginia. However, it's rather hilarious. But you must understand that these kids are pretty stupid. Viacom has basically single-handedly dumbed down our generation. Excuse me, not our generation, but the generation after us. When are we ever going to speak on Viacom? Really? Viacom owns CBS too, just in case y'all didn't know. Viacom owns a lot of things. But people, we need to sit here and watch what's on TV. And for everything possible in your power, don't let your kids watch this drivel. Because I'm watching this drivel, and I feel terrible watching this drivel. So, if I hate it, it is not even impressioning me. Imagine what it'll do to kids. Don't do it. Parents, watch what your kids watch on TV. Please. For their sake, your sake, and the world. Big Rube, smash. I'm out.
Big Rube and the smash. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. I just got a personal note from my little sister. My little sister Ned. Love you, girl. Thanks for listening to the show. She's telling me to calm down, and she's telling me not to hurt nobody, and she's reminding me that we grew up with a dog, and the dog we grew up with, his name was Rocky. I named him after Rocky Balboa, my favorite dog that I haven't met in my life, because Rocky knew his place in my life, and he ain't jump on me and whatnot. When it was time for him to go to the bathroom, he went in the appropriate place. You know, he bit a few people, but it wasn't me that he bit. You know, Rocky did his thing. But Ned, I had to throw that out there for you. Love you, girl. Ain't no half stepping, Marcus J. It's my time to do my moment and kind of end the show. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of get into my moment. I want to start off by saying the level of hypocrisy in Major League Baseball is unbelievably high. Last week, the voters for the Hall of Fame in Major League Baseball did not vote in a single living player for the first time since 1996. Now, conventional wisdom says that the writers didn't vote anyone in because most of the players who had amassed the requisite credentials to be enshrined were all under the cloud of alleged steroid and/or performance-enhancing drugs. Now, let's take a moment to dissect this argument. Main names whose credentials would appear to make them automatic Hall of Famers are Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Craig Biggio, and Mike Piazza. Barry Bonds never failed drug tests. Strike against him, he began to hit monstrous home runs after the summer of '98, and his head got bigger. By most accounts, his numbers made him a Hall of Famer before his spike in numbers, but he still lives under that cloud. Roger Clemens never failed a drug test, and the witch hunt against him was so venomous, he was tried for perjury. They say he lied when he said he didn't do steroids. He was, of course, acquitted of perjury, which logically means he wasn't lying when he said he didn't do steroids, right? Wrong. He still has been denied entry into the Hall. Some baseball purists have issues with what they call compilers, guys who hang around past their prime and compile numbers. Numbers like 500 home runs or 300 wins or 300 hits. Yeah, compilers. Well, Craig Biggio had 3,000 hits, and he wasn't enshrined. Why? Because they think he might have been exposed to steroids. Again, no positive test. And Mike Piazza's biggest transgression is to have acne on his back. That's right, folks. The statistical greatest hitting catcher of all time is not in the Hall of Fame because of innuendo surrounding zits. Consider how ridiculous that sounds for a second. Now let's discuss the hypocrisy. The writers are keeping the players I mentioned out because they allegedly cheated the game. They cheated the game. Mike Schmidt, known as one of the greatest third basemen in baseball history, a Hall of Famer, who has admitted to using illegal amphetamines during his whole career. Uppers, as they were called in the 70s, can be found in punch bowls in locker rooms. Gaylord Perry, another Hall of Famer, wrote a whole book about how he used to scuff the ball as a pitcher and consistently threw the illegal spitball. They and many of their contemporaries are in the Hall of Fame, guilty of many of those same transgressions. While Pete Rose, the all-time hits leader in baseball history and known as Charlie Hustle, has been given a lifetime ban from baseball and the Hall of Fame, and his transgression has nothing to do with performance-enhancing drugs or cheating during his playing days. Hypocrisy. Many of the writers who are denying today's potential Hall of Famers are complicit in this craziness. Consider, in the summer of 1998, when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were dazzling the world with their dizzying display of home run power, I don't remember a single writer having a problem with it. Instead of writing about the Andro in Mark McGwire's locker, they were writing about the 500-foot home runs he was hitting. So now, 15 years later, they outraged by steroid use. It's like robbing a bank with your homie, then sitting on a jury to convict him. Hypocrisy. And probably the worst example of this hypocrisy, not one person in Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame received 100% of the vote. Not one. Not Babe Ruth, not Ted Williams, not Willie Mays, Cal Ripken, Hank Aaron, Tom Seaver, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio. Not one. These hypocrites actually looked at Babe Ruth's numbers and said, nope, not putting him in. These are the same people we trusting to make a decision on how to deal with the performance-enhancing drug era. I'd like to have an honest conversation with the guy who said, nope, Hank Aaron ain't worthy of the Hall because of his play on the field. You got to be a print writer for at least 10 years covering Major League Baseball to become a Hall of Fame voter. So my suggestion, expand the criteria to include internet writers and current Hall of Famers and change voting from anonymous to open. I would guess folks who hide behind anonymity would be more likely to cast an honest vote, not based in anger because a player didn't give them a story and hypocrisy around an era in baseball that should be told. That's the Marcus's unrelated rant. It ain't got nothing to do with what we talked about here today. It's the end of the show. I want to say peace to all the stars and all the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Next week, we got Jay Grizzy Green and comedian Sylvia coming in the studio. I want to say peace to the stars and squares. I said that already. Be back next week. Peace.